I'm Manuel Hernandez and welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello everybody, Lewis, Norwich City Central. I hope you're all doing well. Watford 2, Norwich City 1. Norwich City is slightly better performance, but still Watford, win the game 2-1. A Welbeck stunning overhead kick, and that's just Norwich City's luck. As for Watford, that's a really important win for them. Watford in 17th place, that helps them extend the gap between the relegation zones. As for Norwich, that condemns us closer to relegation. A better performance slightly by Norwich City, but still not good enough, and Norwich City could get relegated against West Ham on Saturday. That will be fun. It's been a real car crash of a season for Norwich City, and it started so well and it's going to end, as you'd imagine, really disappointingly. I enjoy these fan reaction videos. I like hearing your guys' thoughts and responding to you in the comments, so please do comment down below and I will interact with you and we get a discussion going about Norwich City and where it's all gone wrong. Fun times for our club, but Norwich City is a big part of our lives, and we do care and we do want Norwich City to do well. So yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. I've got some of your thoughts on Instagram. My socials will be in the description at Instagram, Norwich City Central. I do enjoy hearing you there. And let's see what you guys have to say on Instagram and then on social media more general. Ben Peak, if we played that team all season, we would stay up. That's a really interesting suggestion from Ben Peak there. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. If we played that team all season, would we stay up? If Marcus Jeeper and Mario Ranjic were in the team, for me, look, if Mario Ranjic was in the team and played every single game, it's quite simple. Norwich City would have more points on the board. I'm not saying we'd survive, but simply Mario Ranjic is someone who can score vital goals. That was evident in the Championship. I think we'd have a few more goals and I think we'd have maybe a couple more points. But I really don't think that, this team today played okay. I thought we was better. I thought going forward there was a bit more chemistry and we created more chances. But Watford, it's a 17th place. It's not like we're playing a top team here and we didn't really dominate the game. So if we played that team all season, would we stay up? I'm still not so sure, mate. And, I think we'd be crying out for better signings if we didn't make any signings. And of course the signings we've made and the likes of Duda have not been good enough. Harry Palmer, close game but didn't take our chances once again. Yeah, possibly. We did well at the start of the second half. I think Ono Hernandez had a good chance, Max Aarons had a good chance, I think Klose had a good chance, a goal bound shot was being blocked, but Norwich City fragile again. And then when you've got Danny Welbeck scoring wonder goals like that, it's just typical Norwich really. Although we probably, Danny Welbeck shouldn't have got that position in the first place. Callum Smith, great performance from the lads. Anthony Taylor, worst refereeing performance I've seen. Yeah, I thought this was one of the worst refereeing displays I've seen. I was a bit perplexed by it. Anthony Taylor handing out so many yellow cards for Norwich City players in the early stages when I don't think they were yellow cards, and added time as well. The Watford player goes down and dives for a couple of minutes. I think it was 2.5 minutes to 3 minutes. Obviously we make some subs, we have the water breaks and only 4 minutes added on time. We didn't get that. Mr. Enderby says crap as usual. That contrast with Callum Smith. Look, I thought it was a better performance today, but Watford are nothing special. Watford are a high quality Championship team in my opinion, probably low end Premier League, but we're going to get tough. We're probably going to get a few tougher games than Watford in the Championship, and Norwich City are still very fragile, overplaying in the areas which was evident for the first goal. Why doesn't Tim Closer or Jamal Lewis smack it upfield? So yeah, there's still the same old mistakes, mate. I do agree there. And Sebi, finally we're going to end with Sebi from Instagram. Only goals we can score are solo goals. Our Premier League tactics aren't a Premier League standard. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. You can clearly see a lot of managers who have tactically think out, Daniel. I look at the Brighton game where Graham Potter, filled us out for the first 20 minutes. They absorbed the pressure and then realised Jamal Lewis was bombing upfield. If you put Aaron Moy into that space, that's where the chances are going to come. And today against Watford, did it come to Premier League tactics? I don't know. I just think we're too fragile, not good enough from corners and set pieces. The amount of chances, good chances Watford created from them were pretty scary to say the least. That's some of your thoughts on Instagram. Thank you everyone for interacting. As I said, I will leave my socials in the description. If you want to see your comments come up on Norwich City Central, please feel free to do it. Let's turn over now and see some more fan reaction in the Norwich City community and how Norwich City fans feel after that 2-1 loss to Watford, which condemns relegation pretty much for Norwich now. James Rushmore, Danny Welbeck scoring an overhead kick against us. His first goal since August 2018 is the most Norwich thing ever. I mean, along come Norwich is a very well and very kind of popular saying in the Norwich City community, and that was evident today. Danny Welbeck, as we've been talking about, hadn't scored a goal for almost 2 years, and then produces a sublime strike like that. It is kind of Norwich City's luck. And yeah, it was a brilliant look at the end of the day. Although Norwich City should have cleared the ball, it was an amazing goal by Danny Welbeck, who really showed his class. Jack Reeve, I do question how many players in our team are willing to bark at one of their teammates when they make a mistake. We're accepting mistake and it's become the normal. So frustrating. Yeah, look, although we had an improved performance today, we were still not good enough, really. I mean, you look at some of our displays early on in the season, that confidence, I think perhaps in our decision-making still wasn't there. And yeah, you do feel like Norwich City do lack a real leader on the pitch. You got Tim Krul at the back, but a real leader, someone with Premier League experience who's prepared to bark at players and really, be vocal on the pitch. You feel like Norwich City kind of lack that character, and players like Bradley Johnson and Grant Holt epitomise, how good they can be at that. Robert Peachy says, I just enjoyed seeing last season's team, to be honest. Should have been this season's. Much more of a threat going forward. I'm sure chances and more goals would have come. The defence remains our biggest issue. Personally, I like a complete rebuild of it. Wow, Rob, I really like that comment, actually. It's a really interesting thought. I enjoyed seeing that team play. I enjoy seeing Marco Stupin. I'd love to see that crab celebration. God, I've butchered that there. I'd love to have seen, Super Mario more. But yeah, I enjoyed seeing the team that got us up. They deserved a chance. The likes of Mario and Marco deserved a chance. And I thought they were better than the likes of Duda and Rook. So I like seeing them, but yeah, the defence remains the big issue, and Max and Jamal I think have done okay in the Premier League. I think they've got better, but you still feel like the physicality is not always there, and as I said, we are overplaying in positions, and look, Norwich City have conceded the most goals in the division, and could we have a complete rebuild of the defence? Maybe that's the right thing. You'd let me know down below in the comments. Should Norwich City completely rebuild their defence and get rid of the likes of Max Aarons and Ben Godfrey? To be fair, if a £20 million offer comes in for the likes of Ben and Max, I think Norwich City are in a position where we should take it and reinvest it in other areas of the squad. Little Norwich, I think I've worked out why I'm not bothered about this relegation. I'd much rather watch us play football like last season to try and get out of the Championship than watch us play like Watford to try and stay in the Prem. A little bit of shade there dropped on Watford, I see. I'm not a big fan of Watford's style of football. I don't particularly like it, although I just want to see my team win games, and that's what Watford have done today. Alex Sutton, don't understand why so many think Ida is the answer to our goal-scoring problems. It's just because there's no one else. Yeah, I do agree. Adam Hyder had a great chance in the 85th minute, although I think it was probably a harder chance than what it looked on the TV. Is he the answer to our goal-scoring problems? I kind of disagree, Alex. I think he could be. I think he's shown, with his hat-trick against Preston and his all-round play that he can score goals and will score goals in the future. I think the big problem is just trying to get Pukki back to full fitness and try and get his confidence up going into next season. But, Pukki and Adamida is kind of our first choice, second choice striker. You still say Pukki's the first choice striker, but Pukki and then Adamida is a second choice striker. I think that's pretty decent in the Championship. Houlihan Holic, love the username, mate. Aarons and Lewis have another thing coming if they think they're warranted a Premier League move on their recent performances. Don't think any top half team would touch them with a barge pole at the moment. Yeah, Jamal Lewis has been very poor today. Max Aarons, I think, physically was poor and probably should have done better for the second goal, although it was a great strike from Welbeck. Yeah, as I said, if a big offer comes in for Max Aarons and he doesn't, want to fight for Norwich City in the Championship, then I think you've got to take it. But let's be real. Although Max and Jamal do have disappointing games, they're still fantastic Norwich City players in the long run, and I'm really grateful they've come out of the academy. And yeah, I'm still very proud of Max and Jamal. But yeah, the performances don't warrant the kind of top moves which they've been linked with. Corey, better than the last few, and we scored. That's something ultimately though. I just can't wait to get this over with and move on to next season. Me too, Corey. Although next, you want to see this season some positives going into the next season. You want to see, some creativity. You want to see some more goals, and you want to see some fight. So I've been a bit worried about going into this Championship season. If we're not going to see that kind of creativity and such, because Daniel Farke's tactics and Daniel Farke's style of football, we haven't really seen it. In the last recent games. So I'm slightly worried about next season. But if we can find that magic formula again, we've always got a chance, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Sanani next season. Let's finish with a couple more comments now. Wilburn, yep, we lost, but so much better. Rancic has to start every game, but we all knew that anyway, didn't we? Yeah, Mario Rancic, didn't even think it was his best game today, but just I love watching him spray passes all around the pitch. Better than the likes of Lucas Rupp in there and that. Reece, nothing that says desperately fighting for your lives like a backwards pass in the last minute of the game. Cheers, yeah. The ref seemed to wait for a few seconds to see if Norwich City would pump it forward. Norwich City have only got that kind of one plan of playing our style of football, playing it through the thirds on the pitch, and he just blew the whistle. Yeah, that sums it up nicely. One more comment. Let's end with Harry Mayhew. Says, can't moan too much about that. Fark did nothing wrong there. The right starting 11 and subs at the right time. Just a lack of quality. Completely agree, Harry. I thought the team selection was better. It's a very common insult to say the players that don't have effort and don't care for the club. That's a very common insult. I think there was effort there. I think Norwich City perhaps lack a bit of fight when things are going badly for them. But there was effort there. Farker did get a lot right. We just have lacked the quality this season. As simple as that. And we should have recruited better. But the fact that we didn't recruit well, you still should have, because we didn't recruit well, you'd have liked to have seen the likes of Marco and Mario get given chances. But ultimately, it shouldn't be down to Marco, having to score 5 to 10 Premier League goals. We should have recruited better in the short term, simple as that. But relegation is pretty much nailed on for Norwich City, and it could happen on Saturday against West Ham. It's been very tough following Norwich City this season. Norwich City probably was one of their best ever seasons last season, and Norwich City are on course for their worst ever, points tally finish in their history, which kind of sums up. I've been watching some drama, and it's perfect balance. Having the best season and the worst season after. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. So close to 3,200 subscribers, which means a lot. So thank you for that. And I'll see you down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.